Notable chef Digby Stridiron is back in the Lowcountry, participating in the Charleston Wine and Food Festival. I sit down one-on-one with Digby for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and download my free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Chef Digby Stridiron, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, bro. It's an absolute pleasure to be back, bro.
Likewise. Yes, sir. I went back to the Charleston City paper in which Need Breed Nice wrote an article about you and obviously Chef BJ Dennis a couple of last summer. And she basically says this, quote, "Charleston is in for a rare and too long delayed treat." Quote, you said this, "They're having a lot of good things that have happened since I've left." Obviously meaning leading Charleston.
Yes.
Who is Chef Digby Stridiron these days?
Man, Chef Digby's the same guy, bro. Just continuing to work and trying to evolve as much as I can. You know, since I left Charleston, I opened a couple more restaurants in my hometown. And I really spent a lot of time just working on the farmers and really just improving my lifestyle as well, the wellness in myself, you know, taking time to breathe. You know, I've been spearfishing again and going back to my hobbies, mixed martial arts and boxing.
Wow.
But not forgetting the main focus though, you know. So I opened 3 restaurants since I left, and I'm opening another restaurant in about a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've received a lot of love when we opened Brata, bro. Like, I still always take it back what Food and Wine was able to say, like, that's the heart of Caribbean cooking.
Right.
For someone who grew up in Montbijou, small neighborhood, my whole life I lived in the Caribbean, you know?
Yes. So
to be acknowledged by Food and Wine for a restaurant that I put my all into.
Right.
You know, and I really worked at it. To see that, it was just, it feels good to get accolades. I don't care what anyone says, you know? But happy, definitely very happy. The company that I have is working really, really well. We just got it to where we're doing full benefits for all of our employees with dental.
Right.
We have a rolling 401k. We're offering 3% for our 401k. I'm just happy and just continuing to work and just try to stay humble and just keep pushing as much as I can. And, you know, my relationship with BJ Dennis, that's my brother, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, he comes down to St. Croix. I'm here. And we're just trying to continue to push and let people know where food comes from and the culture, and how important Gullah Geechee is here, and the fact that it's the same people, bro. The food, the cuisine, it just travels. And just being able to tell those stories, and for the stories that we can't tell, I just want to be a part of it, to see it and witness it. You know, so it's happy, blessed, and I just want to share it more so than I ever could have. You know what I mean?
Could have. Yeah, absolutely. You talk about obviously the 3 to 4 restaurants that you have opened already.
Yes.
Which one of those restaurants describes you as a chef?
Brata. So Brata was when I was opening Bolter in 2014 when we signed the contract. Okay. I heard of the name Brata, and Brata is, they say it was an African word, but it means something extra, like a baker's dozen. You know, so if you're in the market. And I was going to give, let's say you bought some breadfruit, and I'm like, here's our Brata, here's some plantain, give it to your mother, and please tell her I said hi. It's love, it's endearment, it's everything to me West Indian. So on my path to try to figure out this word, and I knew at that point that word was so important, I didn't want to partner that word into a restaurant. I wanted to make sure that that was very, very clear, you know? So I remember going to St. Thomas and somebody said grappa. Right. And then I'm in Jamaica and it's grabba. And no matter where you're at, it means something extra. And even when I landfall on New Orleans, it's called lanyap. So for me, I started realizing, I was like, yo, is this word really African? Or because it travels the entire area where the Tainos are. You know, so for me to build a concept that really focused on the West Indian culture and the food that came through there at a very indigenous way. I mean, that's who I am. You know, we source local food, we highlight local product. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Like, it's beautiful. And Ama's great. I mean, I love Ama. We just got a nomination. I don't want to say yet, but it was big. Really cool. Wow, congratulations. Yeah, you'll get that soon. Yes. But it's a great venue. I have a great team there. We do sustainable seafood. And on that one, I switch gears a little bit and I focus on American culture. And I love when people come in there and they're like, this isn't American food. And I question, what is American food to you? Because to me, the Americas is everything from North America, Canada, all the way down to Argentina. including the Caribbean.
Right.
So that gave me the opportunity to create a different format, you know?
Right.
And for me, when I see these two restaurants together and just the growth and where we're going, it's just exciting, man, to do that.
Yeah. What is the Gullah Geechee food story in your mind?
To me, Gullah Geechee is everything I was trying to figure out, man. So I was in the military, bro, right? So when I was 17, I was in Biloxi, Mississippi. Before that, I spent a little time in the base in Texas. And what I did know is just I really loved the food in the South. I didn't understand why. I'd go to New Orleans, and I was really drawn to it. When I had grits for the first time, I loved it. Well, of course, because it's so similar to fungi. And I didn't understand the diaspora then. No one ever talked to me about it. I didn't grow up with someone like showing me that, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So as time, I was like, why do I wanted to be a Southern chef, bro. You got to know that. That's why if you look at a lot of restaurants I work, it's in North Carolina, South was later, but Florida.
Right.
I'm in love with the South, man. I think everything is beautiful. You know, growing up in the Caribbean, I was watching like the rap videos and yeah, man, Outkast.
Oh yeah.
I love the South. There was a culture that I related to very well, you know.
Very well.
And Gullah Geechee now was very important because I remember when I know BJ, and when me and BJ first met, because we were friends and we had like an article and we became good friends. He went down to Trinidad.
Oh, wow.
Remember he went to go get that rice with David Shields and everybody.
Yes.
So when he left there, he came to see me, and he brought me rice.
Wow.
Think about that, bro.
Yeah.
He brought me Moruga rice. He brought me seeds. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I really started to learn about him. And when I came up here, I remember being in the barbershop, and I'm hearing someone talk, and I'm thinking it's someone like that's from where I'm from because the accent is popping. And they're like, "Hey, brother, where you from, man?" And he's like, "I'm from around here, man." Yeah, bro.
Wow.
He used to call me Bubba too, you know what I'm saying, Bubba? You know what I mean? It's different, but it's my people, you know. And as I started researching and being around Gullah Geechee and the cuisine, it's very, very has a lot to do with the Caribbean. So my relationship with BJ now, we're able to tell the story.
Yes.
Because my life work has been focused on the Caribbean and the West Indies. What were the Taino eating? What was the Kalinago tribe versus the Carib tribe? Because it was never a Carib tribe. You know, we have the Caribbean that was named after Caribs, but that tribe was actually named the Kalinago tribe.
Wow.
Yeah, let's just name things what we want. So trying to put those dots together, you know, when Columbus came through, what did he have on that bowl? How did that affect the Indians that was there? Was that a reason why they were sick? Because it's different things. And I was really trying to focus on that when the Danish people came in, because for 270 years, the Danes lived in St. Croix. And if you look at it, they have a great food scene, and so does St. Croix.
Yes.
So obviously some traits were left there.
Right.
And I was trying to put those pieces together, and I was trying to get that boat after it left us and goes to America. When I met BJ, man, it was an opportunity for me and him to both start connecting dots to our stories, and him growing up here and me growing up there.
Right.
And now if you add Chef Binta into the mix from Africa, it's a storm. And it's the most beautiful storm you could find, brother. Because like I'm sitting with her here today, and everything I learned about African food, or what people try to show me what African food was, Bantu or very simple things. And yeah, it was great to film it, but it didn't show the diversity of it. Since I've hung around her today, man, I've learned so much. I had chipoulet that's braised in shea butter that she brought with her. It's different, man. When it touches your mouth, it coats your cheeks.
Yes.
20 minutes later, you're still salivating from those flavors.
Right.
These aren't the flavors from Africa that they're showing us, though. So for me, there was just this moment where it's like, man, the three of us are sitting around today like, all right, we're on to something, and it's beautiful. We're connecting these dots. And for me, it's just cool that it's happening in Charleston right now. This dinner is happening like in the next 45 minutes. What? But it's love. It's love. It's love for the culture.
Yes.
It's love. It's love.
And you talk about right here, you talk about Charleston, you talk about right now. Obviously, you're here for Charleston wine and food.
Yes.
Why, Chef? Why now?
Because first off, when BJ calls you, you show up.
Right.
That's first off. That's BJ, bro. That's my brother. So the minute he called me, it doesn't matter what the event is. I'm there to support. When he told me what the idea was, that we're connecting the dot, you know, she's born in Sierra Leone. That's my people. The people from St. Croix came from Sierra Leone and Ghana.
Right.
And then she was raised in Ghana. Wow. Yeah. Then you have someone whose life work was focused on the people that came to the Caribbean and the indigenous people. Right. And then you have another person who is focused on the trade as it came in, and it docks into Charleston.
Right.
And we're in Charleston cooking right now.
Right.
And aside from this dinner, I mean, Charleston's absolutely amazing. People respect the food and
Yes.
the culture here, and minus of whatever happens in passes and things like that, this place is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm in love with Charleston. I always tell people, you know, I have like St. Croix. That's the love. You know, I'm in love with St. Croix. I cannot help it.
Yes.
Like, I was born and I'm raised there. I understand the water. I free dive there. There's a freedom in my spirit when I'm home. I'm alive. You know, it's like the fire in my soul ignites when I'm home.
Sure.
I feel that in Charleston too.
Charleston too.
So I love coming here because I know when I come here, it gives me the opportunity to share that. And I know that the people in Charleston are receptive and
Right.
they want that. So it's a beautiful exchange of energy.
Exactly right. And obviously, wine and food has been going on since Wednesday and it will end tomorrow.
Yes.
Which one of those culinary experiences will you take back to the Caribbean?
Right, what's about to go down right now.
Mm.
This day has been one of the most interesting days of cooking, man. The chefs and the caliber and the food that's coming out, you know, like, I've had renditions of like suya, but having her suya is completely different than the stuff that I'm having from other people. You know, so it's amazing, man. And the camaraderie right now, everyone's just, it's just so much energy, man. And I don't know about a lot of people, but I feed off of energy.
Sure you do.
I think it's one of the most important things we do is we're able to exchange energy, whether we're handshaking, hugs, or even just having words with each other.
Sure.
And I really feel like this dinner is going to change my life tonight, bro. I can tell you that right now. I've already talked to Binta, and I'm going to Africa in May.
Wow.
Because I got that shea butter chicken. These
Yes.
are the things I want to understand. And I want her to come to St. Croix. And I want her to see where her people came and see how they're in good hands and the food has changed a little bit. But we're still your brothers and sisters on this side of the water.
Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
You talk about brothers and sisters. Let me go back to Chef BJ Dennis.
Yes.
Which part of Chef BJ Dennis describes you as a chef?
What part of BJ Dennis? I think if you took me and BJ Dennis and you took off our skin color, and all this stuff, the hair, and you just looked at our souls, I think you'll be looking at 2 millions, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in that dude so much from day one. You know, I've been cooking for 21 years. For the last 8 years, I've been doing events and stuff. And I've known BJ the entire time. And he hasn't changed one bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's gotten better. He's evolved. He's grown.
Yes.
But he didn't change from the beginning what was important to him, and he keeps that. And even with me, as things happen sometimes in life, and you question yourself, like, what should I do? Or, you know, maybe they didn't want this, or no, this is who I am. I'm a West Indian man.
Yeah.
I cook West Indian food, and I'm proud of it. And that's something we always talk about. You know, we're very proud of what we're doing, and man, I love that, brother. I really do.
That's so great to hear.
Yeah.
You talk about your 21 years in the business. What is the biggest difference between then and now?
Okay. Everything, man. I mean, when I first started, I was just a young cook. I was 16 years old. I was working at a resort, and I just wanted to cook some good food. I didn't know much, you know what I mean? But I think experiences is what puts you where you're at. You know, I took a job in North Carolina, and it was a from scratch kitchen. It wasn't nothing fancy. It was a retirement home. I was in college, and I took that job. I became an executive chef, but I was making stuff like cornbread dressing. And I was making solid food that I didn't realize later on was going to play a part in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize I was learning how to cook from scratch for the first time. So even before I got to Lumon Park or North Van Aken, I already had that. I want to make things from scratch. I want to make it myself, you know. Me going to those fancy restaurants allowed me to polish my stuff. But it was never the moment where they were teaching me something. Or, don't get me wrong, I learned a lot of great things. You know what I'm saying? I'm humble enough to know that. But as far as what I knew I wanted to do, I had already known. I remember in 2007, going over to Puerto Rico with my mom and just going around. She was having me eat like sandwiches called jibaritos, where they take 2 plantain breads. They take the plantain and they push it down like a tostones, and that's your bread. And the farmers in Puerto Rico, the poor farmers, when they're in the fields, they just cut the banana, they'll fry a sandwich out there with a little ham and cheese.
Oh, wow.
And that's called a jibarito. And that's when I realized, like, whoa, the sandwich has a name, and there's a culture. What is energy behind that? Because there was like a farmer, he didn't have a lot to eat, and this is what they were eating. And I know usually when those kind of things, if I make it, people love it because it's with flavor. That's what it's at.
The flavor.
You know, it's just culturally good food, and I mean, why not, man? When you look at oxtails and guata, and I don't want to make it just to be a cliched version of what you want it to be. I want to make it authentic and delicious and beautiful. That when I put it on a plate, whether you're looking at a plate from a chef in Denmark or a chef in France or a chef in Charleston or a chef in San Francisco or Tokyo, my plate is just as beautiful. The food is just as focused. Sequel.
What can we see on your plate next?
My next plate, man. What's next? We got the apron line, Brata. We're about to drop in an exclusive apron line where we're celebrating Madras, which is the fabric of the Caribbean.
Wow.
So I'm really excited about that. And I'm opening Caroline's, which is a breakfast spot. And I don't know. Just staying busy, man. I mean, I would say I love Charleston, man. And it's not too far off, I'd say.
Yeah, hope to have you come back.
I will definitely be back 100%. I talked to a couple chefs who want to do pop-ups. Me and BJ know we're going to probably pop up next couple months.
Oh.
We have to. We have no choice. That's what we do.
That's what you do.
And I'm going to bring him down to St. Croix. And what's good with this trip is my department of tourism came with me from the United States Virgin Islands.
Wow.
And we brought Julius Jackson, which is another culinary ambassador. And the idea is that we were going to start looking at this as another area of people, places of people for you guys to come down to St. Croix and visit and enjoy, because the same way I get these feelings when I'm here, I know for a fact when you guys are in my home, you're going to feel that. When you eat macaroni and cheese,
yes,
like the one that you get at Bertha's, you're going to eat it at Harvey's and you're going to be like, yo, this is the same thing from Bertha's.
Right.
Because it's just people that travel, man. And it's just good when a lot of people travel for food now and culture. And St. Croix, man, the culture run deep, man. Like I tell you stories about Queen Mary,
right,
and her and the 3 queens that freed the town.
Wow.
You know, when I tell you that Denmark Vesey was born in St. Thomas.
Right.
There's so much stories, and I come from a very powerful island where the people are very strong. And I'm just really excited. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be a crucial. I'm excited to be in Charleston. I'm excited about it all, man.
That's so great. Very amazing.
Thank you.
Well, Chef Digby Stridiron, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Always, brother. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you, brother.
You're welcome anytime.